Might be good.
Are you filming?
Yeah. Thought you said to film.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm trying to fish. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything. So my cameraman today, it's weird talking to you from here, I gotta tell you. My cameraman today is Alex, my son, and my other son, Brent, is sleeping up in the tent right up the hill up here. Can't see from the trees, obviously. Hello, everybody. Fish Brain Shane here, and I'm very happy to have you with me on this special episode. This is my first trip back into the Boundary Waters since I was a teenager. To put this into perspective, I've been thinking about it for a long time. A couple of years ago, I was 360 pounds, but I've lost a bunch of weight. I work out all of the time, and a lot of you that follow me know that. And it was my goal to go back to the Boundary Waters with my sons and start a tradition of just spending more time in the outdoors and specifically in the wilderness. This is the trip from, when was it? August of 2023. Well, that was my first time back into the park. We did not know that we needed to get permits. We thought we could just go wherever. So we ended up looking it up, found out we had to get a permit, and the only permit available was for Trout Lake. And you're gonna see. We were flying high, nothing could bring us down. We jumped in our boats, and about 10 minutes into the trip. But I'm in the Boundary Waters right now, and I'm just going with the flow. Speaking of the flow, the cameraman there, Alex, and I decided, we were back and forth between the kayak and the canoe. I decided, as trip leader, that we were bringing a canoe because we had a lot of gear, and I felt like portaging was something that my sons had never done and didn't understand, of course. So I felt like portaging would be much easier with one canoe and one kayak versus 3 kayaks. I thought we were kind of guaranteeing ourselves 3 trips per portage if we did that. So we brought a canoe, and Alex was nervous about it, as was I a little bit nervous about it, because the last time I was on a canoe, my wife tipped it over on me, and there's some varying stories regarding that as to whether I tipped it or she tipped it, but she tipped the canoe. And in this case, as you're probably guessing, 20 minutes into the trip, Alex and I completely tipped over the canoe. And we didn't prepare properly. We're on the 4th day. We're just after the 3rd night right now. I haven't been able to film the entire time because my phone is currently filming the bottom of Lake Vermilion. We had a boat come past us and a wake about 5 or 6 feet high. We did not have any experience in the canoe together, and we had a very heavy loaded canoe, and we went over. Thankfully lost 1 fishing pole and 1 phone, which can be replaced, and I have insurance on it, but it wasn't free. That was a bummer, of course. We had to drag the canoe over to these rocks, and we're getting our legs smashed up. Thankfully, this guy in a boat stopped. His name was Chris. I didn't catch his wife's name. And he's actually a Packer fan, which normally I'd be like, not in love with a Packer fan. But I mean, you guys from Wisconsin, you're great guys, don't get me wrong. He pulled over, made sure we were okay. It wasn't him that caused the wake. He was in a red boat, and it was definitely a blue boat that went by and did that. Thankfully, we were very close to shore. We swam it over to shore best we could. We had our bags tied into the boat, and really, we both kind of lost our confidence on the canoe, which was unfortunate. So yeah, we got to the rocks. It's this rocky small island in the middle of Lake Vermilion. I have to go to the other side, and this guy's over there with his wife, and he's trying to like guide us around there and help us. And I'm saying, dude, I'll pay you whatever if you just take us to the Trout Lake entry point, because at this point we're still 4 miles from the entry point. I just can't imagine rolling this damn thing more times. We start to load the canoes, and as the guys are bringing the stuff over to the other side where I had to pull up, the other side of this island I had to pull up because it was shallower for us to be able to control the canoe and get it loaded. So they're starting to bring me stuff, and it's this steep hillside, and it's filled with carpenter ants, and they're starting to get bit by ants, and they're rolling me our stuff. And one of the bags that we said we wouldn't put anything that couldn't get wet in, we put stuff that couldn't get wet in, like batteries to charge phones and stuff. And those were in dry bags. You know, they're supposed to keep things dry, and they were soaked. So be careful of that crap. Chris and his wife tied up our canoe and kayak with all of our gear, put myself, Brent, and my son Alex in their boat, and drove us all the way to the Trout Lake Portage slowly, and watching out for waves to make sure our boats didn't tip again behind them. Super nice people. They were on their vacation. He's a muskie fisherman, and he spent, you know, the majority of his afternoon taking care of us and wouldn't take the time to do it. So, hey, thank you very much, bud. I appreciate it. I'll pay it back anytime I can. You know that's how it is with boaters. It's kind of like a code with us. I've actually towed some people in this year in the middle of guiding, and maybe that got me a little bit of mojo there, and I will definitely pay that forward. So thank you again. And long story short, we went a couple of days in and had a great time. We've now come a day or so back to a lake that we really loved, and clear water, beautiful place. I'm glad you're here. I just heard something up by the tent area. Let's see what's going on. There's something messing around over here. But what I'm watching out for, you guys, is camp robbers. Because I've seen some Canada jays, and we've seen a chipmunk. Alex will know what I'm talking about. Hey, here's our tent setup while we're here. Let's check it out. Right here is the boys' action. They slept right here last night. They keep the canopy off, keeps it nice and cool. And you can see the stars. And we have not had any rain since we've been here. So we've been very fortunate. Here's what I slept in last night, and I'm super excited about it. Full hammock. I put the tarp over the top of it in case it rained. And I'm a big guy. As you know, I've had 2 back surgeries, and I was sleeping in the tent and having a great time. And we've got some pads that we brought with us and stuff that really have made it nice. And I'm not sore. I'm not, you know, I'm not struggling or anything, but this right here, whew, if you can figure out a way to sleep in these and you kind of jam your feet the way you want it or whatever, man, this was the sauce, as my son says. This was the real deal right here, buddy. Pretty excited about this setup. And you know what? If you check this out, come on over here, Alex, check this out. From the front of this, like right here, you look and you can see the lake, like from inside the tent. So see how you're coming past the tent here? So like I lay in this tent and I'm looking straight out here at those islands. So this morning I was awake and I was checking out the sunrise, and yeah, what a beautiful place, man. The Boundary Waters is amazing. We were down here on the beach that you just saw us come off of, having coffee. You know, I brought the camp stove down there and made coffee from the filtered water that we have from this beautiful clear lake. And we just feel invigorated every time we drink this water. Like, it's absolutely amazing. You're just like connecting yourself with the land, and it's pretty damn cool. So yeah, what a wonderful day. And there's been some other campsites, guys, that have been amazing, and some other spots, but some of those things are just for us. I'm bringing you in on a couple of these things, but I promised myself I'm only going to make one video. I'm hoping I catch some fish on that video. I think I'm going to add some fish catches, but a lot of this video is about how wonderful this place is and this resource is, and just the cool stuff that we have here, and we're able to just thrive while doing this kind of camping. So let's go check out what possibly could be something cool. Blueberry patch right in camp. There's one right there. So there's another one right there. Look at that guy. So we've been eating them. We've been putting them in our pancakes. Blueberries in camp. Now come check out the fire. We've had fish for breakfast one morning, thanks to Alex. He got a topwater bite from a nice, probably 2 pound, 1.5 pound smallmouth. And it was beautiful, clean fish. We cleaned it up. Big, flaky white meat. We ate it 50 feet from where he caught it. And over the fire in a cast iron pan with some shore lunch and in little pita pockets. And it was just the flakiest white fish you've ever seen. It was so good. Let me show you something else that we have here at camp. Check this out. Gravity water filter, buddy. So we're not sitting here pumping. And one thing you got to get used to in the boundary waters, about every cup of water you have is going to have some kind of dirt or a bug in it. And about every plate of food or every time you cook, if you're going to try and get everything out of it, it's not going to be accomplishable. It really isn't. So you end up just hanging cups off of trees and blowing it out, nipping it on in, the nectar of the gods, as we call it. I think it's kind of like the fountain of youth. And then good news is we don't know if we'll have Giardia till next week. So updates to come. The ones yesterday were like 1.5 inches thick, so I'm trying to make these.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care.
They were like this,
but maybe a little thinner on these. These ones are like the Kodiak whole wheat ones, but they're really good, and they got chuck tips.
Hell yeah!
If you go pick a couple blueberries, you can set them in these as I cook it too. Come check these out. See, the pancakes are gone. I was gonna do this like, you know, pancake mixing, pancake pouring, frying them up and doing all the things and making the fire and doing the stuff. But the pancakes were too good. So we just ate them. Check these things out, dude. Crusty crunch. No syrup needed. Whole wheat, chocolate chip deliciousness. Cooked over the fire. Let's go fishing. Okay, get one, buddy. I'm coming over to help you.
Feels decent too.
Okay.
Nice.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on.
Come in. Bring him in. Oh yeah, that's a decent little bass. It's an eater.
Oh, he just broke my rod. No!
That's on the other side over here. We're gonna get this guy. Are you okay, Alex?
Yeah, I'm good. I just fell.
Oh.
Damn.
I landed right on top of him, apparently. But.
Oh, I caught one like that earlier.
Yeah, I think we got to put him back. I mean, we are hungry for fish. We want to do some with some butter and some garlic. Or no, not garlic. What were we going to do? Lemon pepper and butter. Check out the cool sunset. And let's slow-mo release this thing boundary water style. Here we go. Bye, buddy. We caught a few more small fish, but the next day we took off towards the north end of the lake, looking for a better campsite and a little more adventure before we headed back towards our house. Just north of Kramer Island there, on the north side of Trout Lake is where we ended up, and that island is not called Paradise Island, but let me tell you, it definitely was. The guys and I had a great time. Make sure you watch for part 2. It's coming out soon, and it includes some more
So, Fish
fishing.
Brain Shane, how do you feel about this place?
I feel pretty good. I got a worm in my sights here that I'm trying to get stomped. Give me a second. This one's slow. And with that, I'll see you next time. Fish Brain Shane, I'm out.